So see, this is basically the PV diagram for the dual cycle. 1 to 2 isentropic compression, 2 to 3 constant volume heat addition, 3 to 4 constant pressure heat addition, 4 to 5 isentropic expansion, 5 to 1 constant volume heat rejection. Okay, so the pressure and temperature are 0.1 megapascal and 27 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is the initial condition. So at the starting, okay, what properties we have? We have pressure equal to 0.1 megapascal, and that is nothing but 100 kilopascal, and 27 degrees Celsius. So 27 degrees Celsius is nothing but temperature. So 27, all of you, this is in degrees Celsius. Okay, you're supposed to convert that into Kelvin. So add 273 to 8. So it becomes 300 Kelvin. Right. See, this is for the purpose of your understanding. Okay, otherwise I may directly write down as 300. Okay, now the compression ratio is 18. Okay, so compression ratio is RC. RC is indicated as 18. It is given as 18. Okay, next, the pressure ratio for the constant volume part of the heating process. So what is pressure ratio here? It's the ratio of P3 by P2. I repeat, what is the pressure ratio? See what I've given, the pressure ratio for constant volume part of the heating process. So constant volume part is 2 to 3. See, during 2 to 3, we are heating it at a constant volume. During 2 to 3, we are heating at a constant volume. Okay, so for this constant volume heating, they have given the pressure ratio. So what is pressure ratio? It's P3 by P2. P3 by P2. Okay, and P3 by P2, it's nothing but a pressure ratio. Okay, so if you want, I will just write down P3 by P2, and that is nothing but we used to call it as RP, pressure ratio. Okay, and it is given as how much pressure ratio is given? 1.5 RP. Okay, you can see pressure ratio for the constant volume part of the heating process is 1.5. Pressure ratio, it's the ratio of P3 by P2. It is given as, and it is called as RP, and it is given as 1.5. Right. Next, the volume ratio for the constant volume part of the heating process. Sorry, constant pressure part of the heating process. You can see volume ratio for the constant pressure part of the heating is 1.2. See, 3 to 4, it's a constant pressure heating. You can see constant pressure. 3 to 4 is a constant pressure heating. 3 to 4 is a constant pressure heating. And what they have given? They have given the volume ratio for it. Volume ratio for the constant pressure process. Obviously, when the pressure is constant, volume will change. And what is the ratio of V4 by V3 they have given? See, ratio of V4 by V3, okay, that we used to call it as cutoff ratio rho. Okay, and it is given as 1.2. It's given as 1.2. See, pressure ratio P3 by P2, pressure ratio P3 by P2, that is called as RP. It is given as 1.5. Similarly, volume ratio V4 by V3, volume ratio V4 by V3, it is given as 1.2, and V4 by V3, it's nothing but a cutoff ratio. It's indicated by rho. So is that okay? Is that okay or not? Let me know. Have you understood the diagram or what is written? Yes. Is that okay? Let me know. Is that okay or not? Is that okay or not? Let me know. Is that okay? Is that okay with this one? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see how to calculate the efficiency of a diesel cycle. They're asking the first thermal efficiency. Okay. So for getting the value of thermal efficiency, we already derived this formula, efficiency of dual cycle. Okay. What is the formula? 1 minus 1 upon RC raised to power gamma minus 1 into bracket. Okay. What we have? We have RP into rho raised to power gamma minus 1. In the denominator, we have RP minus 1 plus gamma into RP into rho minus 1. Right? Rho minus 1. So this is the formula we already derived. That is the reason why, see, everything is known. Okay, that is the reason why I will substitute all the values here. Okay, so efficiency of dual cycle is given by 1 minus 1 upon RC. RC is given as 18 raised to power gamma is 1.4 minus 1, right, into bracket. Okay, now I need to put these values. RP value of RP is given 15. RP is 15. Okay, rho is 1.2. I will just write down that into 1.2. Rho is 1.2. I've written. Gamma is 1.4 minus 1. Okay. In the denominator, I should write down RP. RP is 1.5 minus 1 plus gamma is 1.4 into RP is again 1.5 into rho is now 1.2 minus 1. You can see how it is written 1.2 minus 1. Right now I need to calculate the efficiency. Okay, let us solve this in a calculator. Okay, let us calculate the efficiency of dual cycle, because see, everything is given in the problem. Okay, we need to just calculate that. Okay, so 1 minus 1 upon RC. RC is 18 raised to power gamma minus 1, that is 1.4 minus 1 into we have again here in the numerator we have bracket 1.5 into 1.2 raised to power 1.4 minus 1. Okay, in the denominator we have 1.5 minus 1 plus 1.4 into 1.5 into 1.2 minus 1. Okay, minus 1. Again this completes a bracket. Again this completes a bracket. Okay, so what is the value of efficiency we are getting? 67.97. Okay, so this is 67.97% efficient. Okay, this is 67.97. So this is the value of efficiency what we get, right? So is that okay? All of you, is that okay? Yes, is that okay? Is that okay? Yes, I'm waiting for your response. Have you understood this one? Yes, is that okay? So this is how we calculate efficiency. Next thing is mean effective pressure. Okay, so if you need to calculate mean effective pressure, I repeat. See, mean effective pressure for this, everything is required to be calculated. Mean effective pressure, it's a ratio of net work done upon swept volume. Okay, so when we apply the first law, W net is equal to Q net upon swept volume, right? Now for that, let us go to this one. What is net heat? Okay, now what is net heat? Okay, so net heat, how to calculate net heat transfer? Net heat transfer is given by what is the heat supplied minus what is heat rejected. Right. So see how to calculate. See, I'll just write down this equation number 1. Let this be equation number 2. Mean effective pressure, it's the ratio of net work upon swept volume. But as it's a cycle, net work transfer is equal to net heat transfer upon swept volume. Now, how to calculate net work done? Net work done is given by, okay, so what is supplied minus what is rejected, right? Now, how to calculate heat supplied? How to calculate heat supplied? Heat is supplied during two processes, during 2 to 3 and during 3 to 4. Okay, so heat is supplied during 2 to 3 plus heat is supplied during 3 to 4. Okay, so that is QS2. Okay, so let me write down these as one more equation, equation number 3. See how we are going, all of you. Okay, now see, if you need to calculate total heat supplied it is during 2 to 3 plus during 3 to 4, right? Now see, now how to calculate heat supplied during first 2 to 3? Okay, how to calculate heat supplied during 2 to 3? Heat supplied during 2 to 3 is given by, okay, the heat is supplied during which process? During constant volume process, right? So it is M into CV into M into CV into T3 minus T2. I will write down M into CV into T3 minus T2. M into CV into T3 minus T2. This is how we'll calculate. Okay. Similarly, okay. So see, so this is how we'll get heat supplied during 2 to 3. How will get heat supplied during 3 to 4? Okay, heat is supplied at a constant pressure. So formula is M into Cp into final temperature minus initial temperature, T4 minus T3. Okay, so let me calculate this as equation number 4. Right? Let me write down this as equation number 5. Sorry, 5. See, heat supplied during 2 to 3 is MCV. Heat supplied during 3 to 4 is MCP, because during 2 to 3 heat is supplied at a constant volume. So formula is MCV into final higher temperature minus lower temperature. Okay, similarly during 3 to 4 heat is supplied at a constant pressure. So formula is M into Cp into again final temperature minus initial temperature, right? So okay, so this is how we'll calculate. Okay, we will calculate QS, we will calculate QS2. When we add this, we will get QS. When we will get QS, okay, we should know QR. Okay, how to calculate QR now? Heat rejected. So heat is rejected again during process 5 to 1 at a constant volume. So formula is M into CV into M into CV into T5 minus T1. Okay, because when heat is rejected, temperature T5 will decrease to T1. Temperature T5 will decrease to T1. So obviously T5 is greater than T. Okay, so let me call this as equation number 6. Right, let me call this as equation number 6. Right, is that okay? So all these calculations we should know, then only we can calculate the efficiency, right? So see, all as you can see, what is required to be calculated? It's a temperature. Okay, temperature is required everywhere. Okay, so let us start with point number 1. Let us start with point number 1. Okay, so as I told you, let us start with P1. Okay, V1 and T1. P1, V1 and T1. See, P1 is given, T1 is given. We need to calculate V1, right? We need to calculate V1. V1 we are supposed to calculate. How to calculate V1? Okay, we will apply the ideal gas equation. P1 V1 is equal to MRT1. P1 V1 is MRT1, right? P1 is 100 kilopascal into V1. I supposed to calculate mass. I will assume as 1 kg. Okay, R is 0.287. Temperature T1 is given as 300. Okay, so from this I will calculate V1. Okay, so let us calculate V1 now. Okay, so 1 into 0.287 into 300 divided by 100. Okay, so this is what I get, 0.861 meter cube per kg. Okay, so this is the volume I got, V1 I got. Okay, this is the volume what I got, V1. Okay, see, V1 I got now, V1 I received. So now everything at state number 1 is known. Now let us move to the state number 2, P2 V20, right? P2 V20, right? Now see, I should know now P2. P2 is not given. Okay, nothing is given. P2 is not known. V2 is not known. Okay, T2 is not known. P2 is not known. V2 is not known. T2 is not known. Nothing is known. Okay. So see, but what is given? Compression ratio is given 18. Okay. So compression ratio RC, it's a ratio of volume before the compression to the volume after the compression, right? Before to the after. Okay. It's a ratio of volume before the compression to the volume after the compression. Okay. So let us calculate that. And it is given as how much? 18. It is given as 18. It is given in the problem. Okay. So I will just now substitute the values. So E is equal to, what is V1? V1 is 0.861 upon V2 I supposed to calculate is equal to 18. Okay, so V2 is given by 0.861 divided by 18. Okay, so what I'll get, value of V2 I will get it as 0.0478. Okay, meter cube per kg. See, try to understand this one, meter cube per kg. Right? So I got now V2. See, V2 also I got. Okay, V2 I got, right? V2. Now then I need to go for T2. Okay. Right? What is isentropic? Okay, we'll be able P2 by T1 is, okay, P2 by P1 raised to power gamma minus 1 by gamma is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. Right? Is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. Okay, now let us do that. So from this I will get T2. So T2 is equal to T1 into V1 by V2 is RC raised to power gamma minus 1. Right? So T2 is equal to T1. What is the value of T1? Okay, 300 into RC. RC is how much? 18 raised to power 1.4 minus 1 raised to power 18, 1.4 minus 1. See, gamma is 1.4. Right? RC is 18. Okay, so from this we'll get the value of T2. Let us do that. Okay, so this is 300 into 18 raised to power 1.4 minus 1. Okay, so this is 953.30 Kelvin. Okay, so this is what we got, right? So this is what we got T2. See, initially I got V2, then I have calculated T2. Similarly, I should get now P2. See, V2 I have calculated, right? T2 we have calculated, right? Now I will go for P2. How to get P2? I will just equate these two. Okay, so when I equate these two, okay, let us do it here only. Okay, so when I equate these two, what I'll get? P2 by P1 is given by, see, P2 by P1, okay, raised to power gamma minus 1 by gamma is equal to V1 by V2 raised to power gamma minus 1. Right? So this is the expression which are written. Okay, now based on this expression, okay, what I will do here is, okay, so I'll just write down, see, P2 by P1, okay, gamma minus 1 gets cancelled. What is remaining? It's 1 by gamma is equal to V1 by V2 is equal to V1 by V2, right? So P2, how to get P2? P2 is equal to P1 into V1 by V2 raised to power gamma. P2 is equal to P1 into V1 by V2 raised to power gamma. So let us calculate it. So P2 is equal to value of P1, let us see, the P1 100 kilopascal, V1 by V2 it's RC, right? I'll just write down here, P1 into RC raised to power gamma. Okay, so value of P1 we have written, RC is given as 18, raised to power gamma is 1.4. Okay, so value of P2 is equal to, okay, value of P2 is equal to 100 into, okay, 18 raised to power 1.5719.81 kilopascal. So this is the pressure what we have. And this is the value of pressure what, right? So we got this pressure, we got the value of P2 now, right? Now P2 is also known, right? Now P2 is also known, right? Everything is known. Okay. Now let us go to state number 3. We have P3, V3 and T3. P3, V3 and T3. Now what is the value of P3? Okay, P3 should be known to us. P3 is not known. V3, okay, V3, what is the value of V3? V3 is same as V2. I'll just write down. V3 is same as V2. Okay, and that is nothing but 0.0478 meter cube per kg. See, V3 is same as V3 and V2, they are one and same. Okay, P3 I supposed to calculate. Okay, and T3 again I supposed to calculate. Right, now let us go for calculation of P3. Okay, in the problem pressure ratio is given. Okay, pressure ratio P3 by P2 is given as 1.5. Okay, so P3 I supposed to calculate. P2 it is just now I calculated 5719.81 is equal to 1.5. So from this I will get some value of P3. Okay, let us see what value of P3 I'm getting. Right, so P3 will 1.5 times of 5719.81. Okay, so that is nothing but 8579.72 kilopascal, right? Kilopascal. So this is the value of P3 what we got, right? Is that okay? See, this is the value of P3 what we got. This is the value of P3 what we got. Value of P3 we got now. Right? Now, when we see this 2 to 3, see P3 now I got. See V3 now I got. Okay. P3 just now I got T3. Should get T. How to get T3? See 2 to 3. It is what? Constant volume. Okay, so I will just now directly write down the ideal gas equation. Okay, what is that? See, P2 V2 is MRT2. So from this you can write down P2 V2 by T2 is equal to MR. Similarly, P3 V3 is equal to MRT3. So from this you can write down P3 V3 by T3 is equal to MR. Right? So you can equate P2 V2 by T2 is equal to P3 V3 by T3, right? You can equate these two. But during 2 to 3, what happens? Volume is held constant. Okay. So I'll write on, but V2 is equal to V3. So as V2 is equal to V3, we get the equation P2 by T2 is P3 by T3. Okay. So let us put the values now. P2, value of P2 we know. 5719.81. T2 953.30 is equal to P3 just we got 8579.72 upon T3 what I want. Okay, so T3, so from this I will get the value of T3, right? So let us see what value of T3 we are getting. Okay, so T3 is given by 8579.72 divided by 5719.81, okay, into 953.30. So it is coming as 1429.95 Kelvin. Okay, so this is the value of T3 what we got, right? This is the value of T3 what. Is that okay, all of you? See, this is the value of T3 what we got. Now T3 is known, right? Now T3 is known. Okay, now same we need to go for the next T4. Okay, T4. Okay, now let us go to the okay, I will write down P4, V4 and T4. Okay, nothing is known. You can see nothing is known here. Nothing, no P4, no V4, no T4. Nothing is known. Okay, everything is unknown here. Okay, now let us start again. Okay, now see, let us start with what is the value of P4? P4 is equal to P3. You can see in the problem. P4 is equal to P3. I will just write down. P4 is equal to P3. And what is the value of P3? We got 8579.72. See in the problem you can see P3 is equal to P4. P3 is equal to P4. Right. Next, go for V4. V4. How to get V4? Okay. So for getting V4, all of you can check. We have the ratio V4 by V3 is 1.2. Okay. V4 by V3 is given as 1.2. Okay. So from this, I want the value of V4. V4 I will keep it as it is. Value of V3. Let us check what we have got. V3. Value of V3 same as V2. and that is 0.0478. 0.0478 is equal to 1.2. Is equal to 1.2. So let us check with the value of V4. V4 is 1.2 times of V3, right? So this is 0.0478 multiplied by 1.2. So this is coming to be 0.05736 meter cube per kg. Okay. So this is the value of V4 what we got, right? V4. V4 value of V we got. See P4 V4 we got T4. We should get T4. Okay. So as like 2 to 3, I will apply it for 3 to 4. I will apply the ideal gas equation between now 3 to 4. Okay. How to do that? P3 V3 is equal to MRT3. Okay. So from this, okay, P4 V4 is equal to MRT4. So from this, I will write down P4 V4 by T4 is equal to MR. Right? Now